There are moments in life when everything you've spent years working toward suddenly becomes personal. For decades, a physician turned researcher dedicated her career to something most people had never even heard of. A rare disease, a quiet one, the kind that hides in plain sight. She wasn't treating patients anymore. She was working behind the scenes, inside labs, inside clinical trials, inside one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. Her focus? A condition called Transthyretin Amyloid Cardiomyopathy. It's a disease where proteins your body normally makes, begin to misfold. Instead of doing their job, they clump together and slowly build up in the heart. Over time, that buildup stiffens the heart muscle, weakens it, until eventually it can't keep up. For years, there was no real treatment. Most patients were diagnosed late, often after the disease had already done significant damage. And that's what her team was trying to change. At Pfizer, she helped lead the development of a drug designed to stabilize those proteins, to stop them from misfolding in the first place. It was promising, but like all drug development, it took time. Years of research, years of trials, years of waiting. And while all of that was happening, while data was being collected, analyzed, debated, life outside the lab kept moving forward, including for her family. Her father was getting older, into his 80s, and like many people his age, he started slowing down. A little more fatigue, a little less energy, some shortness of breath. Nothing alarming, nothing unusual. At least, not to most people. But she wasn't most people. Because she had spent over a decade studying this exact disease, she had seen the patterns. She knew how subtle it could be. And something about her father's symptoms didn't sit right. At first, there was hesitation. Testing for a rare disease, especially one that had historically very limited treatment options, wasn't an easy decision. But eventually he agreed, and in 2018 the diagnosis came back. He had the same condition she had spent years researching, ATTR-CM, the disease she knew so well, but now inside her own family. Now here's where the story could have gone a very different way, because for most of medical history, a diagnosis like that came with very few options, limited treatments, uncertain outcomes. But this wasn't most of medical history, because at that exact moment, something else was happening. After years of research, clinical trials, and persistence, the drug her team had been working on, tafamidis, was finally reaching the point of approval. The first treatment shown to significantly impact this disease. The first real option. And suddenly, the work she had poured her career into wasn't just helping patients she would never meet. It was helping someone she knew better than anyone, her father. Because she recognized the signs early, because she understood the disease, because she was part of the team bringing a treatment to life, he was diagnosed sooner and able to begin treatment at a stage where it could make a difference. The same condition she had studied for years, the same drug she helped develop, intersected in one moment. Not in a lab, not in a boardroom, but in her own family. Her name is Brenda Cooperstone, and the work she dedicated her life to became the very thing that helped change her father's. And because of that treatment, his condition could be managed, giving him more time, more stability, and moments that might not have been possible before. The very breakthrough she helped bring into the world became part of her own family's story. This has been Twist of Fate Radio. I'm Angela Clark. Until next time, remember, sometimes the smallest choices lead to the biggest consequences. Want to explore more stories like this? Visit twistoffateradio.com. There you can read more details about this story and others like it. Plus, you can submit your own Twist of Fate story to be considered for a future episode. You never know what twist of fate is coming next.